But now I need to go to Yasmine Meyer, who is a lawyer who represents more than one Epstein survivors. Yasmine, I'm so glad you're with us. I know it's early. We've only had about an hour collectively to go through this. Do you have any summary or reaction to what you've seen thus far?
We are glad that there has been a production and that we are seeing some documents finally being released. But as you stated before, we're seeing heavy redactions in these documents, and that is troubling. To me, there's a couple of options there, and none of them are satisfactory or compliant with the Epstein Files Transparency Act.
You need to possibly go to court to expedite this or make it broader?
That's a possibility, and we'll see how things play out because the Justice Department has indicated that they are going to be releasing additional documents imminently, and if they do release unredacted documents, less redacted documents, and they complete their production in a timely fashion, hopefully that wouldn't be necessary. But if it does, that is certainly the next step that needs to be taken in order to have transparency and accountability here and to get these documents finally released.
Yasmine, you heard Barry Levine refer to the trauma, not only the original trauma. Oh, Barry's with us now. And what has been traumatic in this process of seeking A, transparency, and B, accountability. How does what you've seen so far either intensify or begin to soften that sense of trauma, if at all?
Every single time that there has been a promise to deliver some meaningful material, the survivors, they cannot help but get their hopes up to a certain degree. And every single time, that door slams right back shut in their faces, and it re-traumatizes them all over again. When the Epstein Files Transparency Act was signed, that was a significant step. That gave them hope. Today, seeing that there are heavy redactions in the documents, it raises questions, and it really is, it's a disappointment, but it is yet to be seen exactly what is in the materials. As you said, there are hundreds of thousands of pages that have yet to be reviewed, and they are very fresh. So we will have to review them and make that determination.
Yasmine, as you know, Washington, D.C. is a hyper-politicized location. And there is a sense that some people have that there is political advantage being taken in the release of this picture or that text message or this person at that place. Does that gnaw at the sense that the survivors have of just trying to learn all that can be learned?
Of course. The fact is, this has been weaponized into a political game where each side is using Jeffrey Epstein as essentially as a weapon against the other side. And the survivors' voices and their stories have been essentially forgotten amidst all of that.
The control room has put both pictures up, and I'm curious, can I talk to Barry, and can Barry talk to Yasmine? Barry, do you have a question for Yasmine?
Well, the question I would have is, what type of satisfaction does your clients need right now from these files? What are they really looking for at the end of the road?
They're looking for justice. They're looking for names, and they're looking for people that can be held accountable, because Jeffrey Epstein cannot. Jeffrey Epstein, it seems that his reach is extending beyond the grave. And in fact, today, the survivors, the Bloom firm represents 8 survivors who have today filed a lawsuit against the FBI for failing to investigate Jeffrey Epstein in regards to Maria Farmer's complaint in the 1990s, which resulted in a countless number of women and girls being sexually abused for decades.
Yasmine and Barry, I want to ask you both this question. In Vanity Fair this week, there was an interview with Susie Wiles, Chief of Staff to the President of the United States. And in that interview, Susie Wiles said the president was unaware that Ghislaine Maxwell was going to be transferred to a lesser security federal prison and wasn't happy about that. I'd like to know if either of you have any insights about what these disclosures should or should not represent in the context of the future of Ghislaine Maxwell. Barry, start with you.
Well, I hope that these files further show Ghislaine Maxwell's involvement, the grooming of these victims, and her own sexual abuse of these victims. This is a woman who is yet again trying to take court action to have her sentence reduced or removed. This is a woman who should remain behind bars for the full term of her sentence. She, as I quoted a friend of hers in my book, she referred to these girls as trash. They didn't mean anything to her. It is unconscionable in terms of the actions she made as a woman in connection with Jeffrey Epstein to take advantage of these victims. And I do hope that the files do continue to show her involvement in this.
Yasmine, Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ghislaine Maxwell is a convicted child sex trafficker. She was convicted in federal court at a high legal standard of beyond a reasonable doubt of evidence that she committed sex trafficking of minors. She is serving her sentence, and I have little doubt that the document production will corroborate everything that has already been revealed in regards to her.
Are your clients disturbed by what has become of Ghislaine Maxwell, moved to this lesser security federal prison, and her advocacy on behalf? That's her due process right, but still no absolute declaration from the president that he would never consider either commuting or pardoning her.
It's disheartening to the survivors to see her receive any sort of favorable treatment. She should be receiving no favorable treatment given the crimes that she committed and the damage that she has caused for so many women and girls.
Yasmine, Barry made a reference to the FD 302s, these interviews. Are they of absolute interest to you and your clients as well?
They are. They're potential investigative leads as to other people who may have committed crimes against women and minors and sex trafficked people. It is absolutely of interest of us, and we intend to review those and to consider what courses of action may be available to our clients and to the survivors.
Barry, I want to give you one last opportunity to sum up where we are, and Yasmine as well. Barry, go first.
Well, I think today, for the survivors and also for transparency for Americans, today is a very important day. We are finally seeing these files, and while there are numerous redactions, I do think that once we fully review them, we will learn more about the Jeffrey Epstein story and hopefully be able to hold men accountable who took part in these absolutely horrific crimes against children.
Yasmine, this will continue through the weekend. Your last thoughts before we wrap up here.
Despite the extensive redactions, we hope that we will receive the full truth. No one is above the law, especially sexual predators of children or sex traffickers. Anybody who commits these acts, no matter their status or their position, needs to be held accountable.
Yasmine Meyer, Barry Levine, thank you very much.